of seconds. Okay, here we've got the skin on the door frame, as you can see, and we've bolted it back onto the car. We have the front guard on, and we've got the quarter panel, of course, is in place. And we're going to check the alignment of the door, because it will move, and this is a classic example. So if you have a look close down here, you can see our line up on the top edge of the door is fine, and the lines are quite well there. It's lining up here, but it's starting to kick out, and at the bottom of the door it's kicking out by 5 millimeters. That's a simple fix, and this is what you need to remember. You don't lock the skin in while it's sitting on the bench. You have to put it on the car while the skin is still loose. Match your guard up, match it to the quarter panel. The reason we need to do what we need to do here now is because the skin's loose on the frame. If you watch, I'm going to grab this door at the bottom and push at the bottom and pull at the top, and you can actually hear it moving. And you can see now that we've achieved what we need to achieve. If you lock the skin in, you can't move that, and you have to work backwards and unlock it again to make the door fit. There's no point in trying to, oh, it's all locked in, what do? We put a block of wood there and a hammer here, you know, and give it a belt, and you're distorting the skin and you end up in big trouble. That's a lot of people go down that track because they don't realise that this is the most important part of fitting a door skin, is to make sure it's still loose on the frame, not welded in. Set your gaps, and you can see with the lines of this now, we've got it quite reasonable. There could be a little bit of adjustment once we lock the skin in, but the skin is now ready to be locked in. So I'm going to do that now for you. We use the MIG in this particular case because I don't have a fancy spot welder. And I'm just going to lock that in for you now. So just let me grab my safety equipment. I need my helmet and my gloves. Turn the gas on the welder. You can see down through here that I've actually put some drill holes in so that the MIG can take. We don't have to do the back section of the door to lock it in, then we'll take it off and do the rest of the skin parameter once we've got it on the bench. So I'm also going to use the aluminium plate that we use to back up and fill holes with, because that's a heat sink. I'm going to clamp that on the back of the spot weld when I do the weld. And that will take the heat away from the outside skin, so it will stop the actual deformation of the skin on the outside to a degree, and just make it easier to fix when we're finished. So I'll just clamp this into position. Doesn't need to be too firm, just as long as it hangs on to the aluminium, because the aluminium will take the heat away from the skin anyway. Connect our earth. I've got my air set up so that I can cool the weld as soon as I put the weld in place. And the usual technique with these plug welds, make sure you start on the edge and make sure that the metal joins together. Okay, here we go. That a bit of a wipe off. And you can see we've got our spot weld now. Only takes a little bit of sanding to actually knock that off. So I'm going to go ahead and do these. You don't want to see that in action, but I'll go ahead and finish these off. Then we'll pull the door off and finish off the parameter of the skin and put it back on just to check to make sure it's locked in position.